John chapter 21, verse 15. When they had finished breakfast, Jesus said to Simon Peter, "Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these?" He said to him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." He said to him, "Feed my lambs." He said to him a second time, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" He said to him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." He said to him, "Tend my sheep." He said to him the third time, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" Peter was grieved because he said to him the third time, "Do you love me?" And he said to him, "Lord, you know everything. You know that I love you." Jesus said to him, "Feed my sheep." Okay, so love, right? So like, for example, standing here on the beach in Hua Hin, it's a beautiful view, okay? You have this houses here to the side. Now it's low tide, right? So they're standing out. Some of them, I think you can stay in them, right? So, and then when it's high tide, the water's underneath your room, literally. Okay, restaurants, some of them restaurants. So you can come and sit in a restaurant and you have a very nice view over the sea, especially when the water's under you. And you know, the sea, I love the sea, so it's always beautiful for me. There's some rocks over there. There's some mountains there. So it's a beautiful place. So it's kind of easy to say, you know, I love Hua Hin. But that does not mean with that words, I have anything else but that, you know, it's a nice place to be. Okay, it's a beautiful place, natural-wise, even architectural-wise, whatever. It's a nice kind of a unique place to be, right? Love, yes, and so yeah, I'm not. If this place stops existing, I won't stop existing. Okay, I don't think I will give my life to save this town, kind of idea. Right? So in these three verses, Jesus asked Peter three times. He asked him three times if he loves him. Now, why three? I think that is the easiest question to answer. Well, because Peter denied him three times, so he had to be asked, to put it like this, restored in such a way three times. Three times saying no, now three times saying I love you. Okay, so that is, I think, the simple, easy answer there. But now things do get a little bit more complicated in the sense of language. Okay, so we know, I read from the ESV version, and we know that different languages have different things that's important to it. Okay, so if you have a more social kind of a language or a culture, then your language reflects that. So you have lots of words for different people in your wide family, like wide family. When your language is a lot more I-focused, individualistic, then you have less words for that. Okay, it's because it's not so an important thing. People that's like your brother's children is still kind of important, but their children or your uncles or your mother's aunts' children, kind of, you might never know, right? And then you might have, but you basically never use the words, so you might not even know the words for them. So language reflects ultimately what is important to a culture. And for the Greeks, seemingly they had a big thing about love, because they had 5 different words for love. And now in English, we just have the one word for it, love. And even that word has been, I don't know, I want to say vilified or cheapened. Because these days, say, I made love to someone, right? It's like you saw someone, you jump in the bed with someone you knew, like in the Bible way. You knew the person, so you had intercourse with the person. It doesn't matter if you know the person beforehand, it's just a one-night stand or whatever it is, but you made love. That's not love, right? But that's kind of what we know when we use the word love. Or we see the signs everywhere where you go, I love this, I love that, you know. in the sense of I love Hua Hin or I love Bangkok, or there'll be somewhere a sign where you can stand in front of it with a heart sign, kind of, and that is as well. So I love this place. Well, what do you even mean with that? Now the Greeks had, like said, 5 different words. So seemingly love, the concept of it was very important to them. The higher kind of love, the lesser kind of, more on the husband-wife kind of level, those things, right? So on the physical level, different words. Now, in this question of Jesus, okay, so Jesus, if you look at the Greek here, now I just need to get the right Greek version. Jesus said basically, Simon Gioto, ion me agapas. Agapas. Okay, so agapas, so agape, as that word which we kind of seem to think implies that this is this higher form of love, the love of God for humankind, something like that. Okay, and every time Peter answered philia, which is more a brotherly love. So it seems as if you look at that meaning of agape and then philia, that Jesus was speaking of a deeper kind of love, asking a deeper kind of love, and Peter was answering on a lower kind of, more a brotherly kind of love. And this happened every single time till the third time, when Jesus used as well the word philia. Okay? And then he said, answered in philia. Okay, so agape, philia, agape, philia, 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 right? The 3 times. So there's a difference in that. Now, I think in this, I was kind of always convinced that this is kind of beautiful, and how, and I preached a sermon on this, how Jesus came down to Peter's kind of level, right? To kind of, right? Like he came down to serve here, us, and here as well. Agape, philia, agape, philia. Okay, right? Yeah, philia, philia. Okay, because you can't get up to that higher kind of love. So I will come to what you can understand, kind of idea, right? But then I read just what one Bible scholar said. They said, there are verses in John itself, not outside of John, but even in John itself, where that word is not, the word agape is used between humans. Okay, not human and God, but between humans. And so to say, therefore, that this is what is the intent of Jesus, it is difficult, okay? And to build in a whole draw conclusions from this, when there are other words, it puts you a bit on shaky sand, right? Like I'm standing here on the sand. If the waves go through, then the sand will kind of disappear under my feet if I stay in the same place. If all of you ever been to the beach, you'll understand that. So like you feel like you're standing on shaky ground, kind of idea. Now, so for that reason, I'm not convinced in a certain sense on either side here, but it still seems beautiful, the philia, philia agape, or agape philia, philia kind of idea. It sounds nice, but as Christians we need to be sure that we don't make things sound because it sounds nice, and now therefore we go out in the world and make it a fact when we're not fully sure on that. So I think when you speak on these things, yeah, sure, you can maybe point this out, but just whichever conclusion you need to draw is you need to say that, well, there are other places where it's used differently, and so although it sounds nice, we can't be 100% sure, right? It is important that we are 100% sure about what we are saying, and if we're not, then we need to be honest. And in saying it, it feels to us as if this is nice, but it might not be. Okay, so even if, or it doesn't, but there is a usage, and I think the thing we can take out of this is that Greek, the original language, is always good to know the original language. So if you can speak or learn Greek, do it. And it's not possible for every person, but it will strengthen your knowledge ultimately, and or give you a deeper and a better understanding of the Word of God, because it was originally written in Greek.